Howdy folks, this is Jared the Lake with Fluty Lake Homestead, and today we're going to be making Southern Chow Chow, and we're going to show you what we use in it and our recipe and how we put it together. Okay, the main ingredients in our Chow Chow is going to be cabbage, and this right here will be more than what we need for this recipe, but we'll probably have a double batch. And this is 2 heads of cabbage, and then we use green tomatoes, bell peppers, and sweet onions. And you can also use any kind of sweet pepper or hot pepper you want. We're going to be mixing them. We've got these bell peppers we grew, and then we have some of these sweet gypsy peppers we're going to be using, and also we have hot banana we're going to mix in to give it a little bit of a spice. And that's what we're going to be using, and we use an even ratio of all these. We're going to be using for this batch 4 cups of cabbage, 4 cups of green tomatoes, and then 4 cups of onions, and then 4 cups of peppers. Okay, after we have all our veggies chopped up and mixed in a bowl, we put half a cup of the canning salt on them, mixed it up, and we're going to let this sit for about 4 hours. And then that way all the juice can separate out of it and we can drain them off. Okay, now we're going to be making our brine in this enamel pot. We don't want to use aluminum because it will react with the vinegar. And we have 5 cups of granulated sugar in the pot, and now we're adding 2 cups of water. Next, we're going to add our vinegar, and we're going to put 4 cups of white distilled vinegar. Now we're going to add our spices. We're going to start off by adding 1 tablespoon of celery seed. Next, we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of ground mustard seed. Now we're going to be adding our turmeric, and we're going to put 1½ teaspoons of the ground turmeric. I forgot to mention, you bring your brine to a boil once your vegetables have sat for a couple hours or overnight in the fridge and you've drained the water off. You go ahead and mix this up and bring it to a boil while you're getting your vegetables and jars ready. Okay, we had some camera trouble here, but what we've done now is after our veggies have soaked in the pan for about 4 hours, or you can let them sit overnight, we took them and rinsed them off. And after we rinsed them, we had our brine at a boil, and then once this boiled for a few minutes, we put our veggies in here and boiled it for 4 to 5 minutes. And then after this boiled, we come in here and ladled it into hot jars, and we used the pint jars. And once we get these ladled into the jars, we'll leave our heads about 1 inch head space. Then we're going to put our lids on it, and then we're going to process this in a boiling water bath canner for 10 minutes, and then they should be good to go. Okay, now Lakin's going to take a rag and some vinegar and just clean the top of these jars off, because that syrup is real sticky where it's got sugar in it, and that'll make sure we get a good seal, clean anything off. We've also had our lids warming up on the stove to warm up the paraffin on them, and then that kind of cleans them too. So now she's gonna put her lids on here. Okay, and these are ready to go in the canner now. Now here is our finished product. This is processed in the canner for 10 minutes, and I left it out on the counter overnight to cool, and I remove my bands. I always remove my bands from everything except my kraut, and it looks really good, and it tastes really, really yummy. If you like about any kind of relish, you will like this stuff. And I'll make sure to post the full recipe in the description. And this turmeric sometimes does separate a little bit, and I'm not sure if it's just where I bought maybe the cheap turmeric, I think from the dollar store or something, but it still tastes amazing. I just kind of shook it up a little bit whenever I was ready to eat it, and it's really, really good. And ours is not very spicy, but you can make this pretty well as spicy as you want to. Just add more hot peppers, or you could even add probably some red pepper flakes if you like that. But we really love this stuff in our soup beans, which is pinto beans, if you don't know. But I'm pretty sure about everybody ought to know that. But they're really good in your pinto beans, and it's good on hot dogs and them Polish sausages, and just as a little side dish for a little good country food. I think at Cracker Barrel even you can get a little cup of Chow Chow on the side when you eat at Cracker Barrel. But just all around a good little thing to have around for give you dinner a little something extra. And we really, really enjoy it. And this will not last very long. We heat it with a couple times a week with several things. So really, really good, especially at the end of the year. If you have a lot of things in your garden, you have a lot of green tomatoes, and you have some late cabbage and peppers and stuff you want to get rid of, it's really good for a lot of people call this end of the garden relish. So it's really good for cleaning up your garden. And I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope you try this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. And if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, and leave any comments or questions down below. We love hearing from you all. I hope you have a very blessed day.